9 o'clock tomorrow night. Live boxing from Liverpool as Daryl Tyson from the States meets local boy Shane Neary for the WBU Light Welterweight Championship of the World. That should be worth watching. Here on Sky Sports 3, Friday Night Football has seen Barnsley draw 2-2 with Bolton Wanderers. John McGinley from the penalty spot for Bolton, Arian Dazou an own goal, and Neil Redfern, both for Barnsley. One of them was a penalty as well. It was a really, really good game, end-to-end stuff, and we really thought that somebody was going to sneak a late winner, but it wasn't meant to be. A lot of fouls. It was very competitive, wasn't it? Just the one booking. Nathan Blake, the only player booked for Bolton Wanderers. Let's get some reaction now from Oakwell. Barnsley's manager, Danny Wilson, is with George Gavitt.
Danny, how pleased are you to have pulled back that deficit?
Well, I thought it showed a lot of character from the boys. You know, I thought it was a cracking game. I didn't think it deserved to be 2 down in the first place. A bit unlucky with the second goal, but they showed a lot of character. As I said, you know, I'm delighted with the performance of the boys. They stuck to the task, you know, and they created some chances. Possibly could have won it at the end. It
was a dodgy penalty and a massive deflection for the 2 goals, but didn't you feel that they played well?
Oh, you're a good side. I mean, that's the best you're going to get, I think, this year in our division. And I think if we can perform like that, you know, against a calibre team of Bolton, we've got a good chance.
You've got some skipper here, haven't you?
Yeah, he comes up with crucial goals for us, doesn't he? You know, it took a lot of bottle as well from his penalty after missing one a couple of weeks ago. But that showed the true character of the boys, you know. But I think overall, I think they all deserved a pat on the back after that.
How much frustration do you have as a manager when you see penalties like that given when both were obviously outside the box?
Well, I mean, you can't do anything about it. You know, we have a word with people and they say if they make a mistake, they make a mistake. You know, it's you can't do anything about it. You just got to get on with it. You don't like it at the time, but you can't change it. You know, it's you can go blue, you know, scream blue murder, but you know, it doesn't, you know, help anybody. It falls on deaf ears most of the time.
Great game. Thanks very much, Danny.
You're welcome, George. Thanks.
Yes, 2-2 it finished. Danny Wilson correct in every word he said there. It was a really, really good game. Another 4 goals on Friday Night Football, and confirmation for you. Bolton have 31 points from 14 games. Could have gone 6 points clear tonight, but it ended up a draw, obviously. Barnsley stay in 3rd. Wolves in 5th. Of course, they play Manchester City this coming Sunday. And it's all live here on Sky Sports 3. We're on the air from 12. Manchester City in 13th place. That's the bottom half of the table for you. Oldham still rooted firmly at the bottom. One other result for you tonight. Cambridge 0, Doncaster 1. John Schofield, the scorer of the only goal of the game. And confirmation for you after that game, the top half of Division 3. Bit of a shock that, really, because Doncaster have now moved into 12th place. So a very good result for them. Norman and Phil are here. 2-2 was the final score, and we all felt in our water, didn't we, that there could have been a late winner, but it wasn't to be, was it, Norman?
It wasn't to be. I thought once they got 2-2, if anybody, I thought Barnsley were going to win it, but great credit to them. They come back 2-0 down. I thought Bolton played really well, but from a Barnsley point of view, a penalty that wasn't, a deflection, and yet they still rolled their sleeves up. Redfern especially dictated in midfield, got forward, scored the goals, and I think a draw was a fair result.
The crowd certainly made a lot of noise in the second half, but it was controversial decisions more or less, Phil, all the way through. You know, right in the first minute we had the penalty incident. John McGinley eventually slotted it away, but was it a penalty?
Well, obviously it's easy for us to say no now. The assistant and the ref, obviously it's down to their decision, and their decision's always right. Even George said about he had a word with the linesman, and he backed the referee's judgment, and that's what the game's all about. We have to accept their decisions, what they give.
From the side angle, it clearly looked outside the box, so surely the blame, Norman, has to lie with the linesman.
Well, it does, yes. On both penalty situations there, the first one I thought straight away, no penalty. The second one, as the game was playing, I thought penalty straight away. No, they're both borderline, aren't they? And I have to agree with you. I think that should have been the linesman that probably... All right, the referee gave the decisions, but it was definitely the decisions for the linesmen to make.
Well, John McGinley slotted the penalty home. It was 1-0 to Bolton at half-time, and just 3 minutes into the second half, they had another bit of luck, didn't they? Alan Thompson had a shot from way out.
Yeah, it looked as if... you know, all the bad luck they had kind of in their reintroduction to the Premier League last year when they couldn't win a game for ages, looked as if it was going all their way. But both Norman and I said that if Barnsley could actually get in this, then there was still a game to look at, and they certainly played out of their skin after that.
credited as an own goal for Arian Dazou, and you've got to feel sorry for him, really.
Well, you have, because that was going well wide. And,
Is that a Norman Hunter own goal as well? Yeah.
I've had a few of them, don't worry about that. But that must have been, that was just a shot from what, 35 yards?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
He's got a great left foot as Thompson, but to try and score from there, probably deflection was only the way he would score.
Neil Redfern got Barnsley back into the match, of course. He ended up as the man of the match, and it was thoroughly deserved as well. It was a good goal, wasn't it, Phil?
It was great. I mean, I did say he was round up, he was ready, he was up for it, but the boy has proved his worth, and he deserves a good living out the game. If he can commit himself to this, and apparently he's a great trainer. Norman was saying he, day to day, running the club, he's a great trainer and everything. He deserves a good living, the boy. And,
nice satisfaction for him as well against his old club, of course.
Yeah, as I said, he was well up for it, as we pointed out before the game, but that's great to deliver the 2 goals. He'll be very happy with that.
So Barnsley were back in it then, Norman?
Oh, they're back in it. I think they won't be too happy with them 2 lads defending there, I can
No.
tell you that with that one. But then they got back in. There was a penalty again.
Yep.
That turned it. So,
Controversial decision too, wasn't it?
well, I must be honest, when we were sat here, as soon as it happened, I said penalty, but here we go.
Jerry Taggart actually leans on him there, doesn't he? Leans.
You think it was in the box, Phil?
I looked it from here, but as I said, it's right on the button again. It's that action replay. I won't go on about that. I've said enough on Sky over the years to say about action replay.
What he does, he's making the contact just probably outside, but as he's falling, he just takes him into the box, doesn't it?
I think one of the relevant points that got Danny Wilson and his boys back on this, I think he actually went with Wilkinson down the middle, John Hendry on the right, and he encouraged the boy Little through the middle. Yeah. And I think, as it transpired in the second half, it got them back in the momentum that got them 2
good
goals.
Change, good tactical change, very early. He didn't leave it long,
No.
you know, 5-10 minutes in the second half, pull somebody off, work for him.
Well, it was a penalty, and Neil Redfern stepped up and slotted it home. Just.
Yeah, we said about Brannigan. I mean, he made some good decisions to come out in front of defenders and whatever, but he's almost got to that. He's read the script. He's stood. He's chosen his side. He's obviously known where Neil likes his favourite place, and he's almost got there.
If it doesn't hit the side netting, he had a chance for that. Yes.
Well, he put it in, and it
that's
ended
what it's all about.
2-2.
And 25 chances. That says all. Sky
Exactly.
viewers.
It was a terrific game, wasn't it?
Smashing.
Great game. Both credit to both managers for the way they approached the game.
Well, some intriguing fixtures to look forward to this weekend in Nationwide Division 1 as usual, and here's John Roeder.
St Andrews stages what could be the game of the day on Saturday with second-place Norwich City, the visitors. Both Trevor Francis and Steve Bruce apologised to Sky viewers for the disappointing match last Friday at Oxford. Birmingham are unbeaten at home in the league this season, 4 wins and 2 draws. Paul Devlin is in form and a man for Norwich to watch. It's been a mixed time for Norwich defender John Polston. He was one of the heroes of the Derby win over Ipswich 2 weeks ago, one of 3 successive victories in a 10-match unbeaten league run. But Polston's mistake gave Manchester City victory last Saturday. Mike Walker will be looking for something from Saturday's game. Howard Kendall is putting together a highly effective side at Sheffield United. 7 points from their last 3 matches and a great 4-0 win at Stoke last weekend with Michel Vonk, one of the men in form. United this Saturday meet Queen's Park Rangers, with Stuart Houston putting things together at Loftus Road. 2 wins in their last 2 matches. Trevor Sinclair looks set to leave, but he's playing superbly. This wonderful goal against Manchester City. And he played a crucial part in the win at Tranmere in last Sunday's live game. Elm Park is the venue for Reading against Swindon. Jimmy Quinn is a happier man now, with Reading unbeaten in their last 4 matches, and he gave them a point at Oldham last weekend. It's been a good week in the league for Steve McMahon. After Swindon hit 6 past Huddersfield, they took a valuable victory home from Crystal Palace. But Swindon's League Cup challenge came unstuck at Old Trafford on Wednesday. Chris Kamara is experiencing interesting times as Bradford prepare to face West Bromwich Albion. Chris Waddle scored his first goal for the club in the draw against Barnsley, but Bradford are still too close to the bottom of the table for comfort. George Burley will be hoping to end the week with victory over Tranmere at Portman Road. Tony Vaughan is still uncertain. His future remains in Suffolk. But the home fans were more than happy with the 4-1 thrashing of Crystal Palace in the League Cup. Alan Kirbishley and Charlton face Oxford this Saturday, with Kirbishley slapping a £4 million price tag on defender Richard Rufus to head off potential purchasers. Last Saturday's 3-3 draw against table-topping Bolton saw David White score twice, while Charlton gained good reviews for their 1-1 draw against Liverpool in the League Cup. White again on the score sheet. Main Road is the venue for Sky's live game this Sunday, with another 28,000 crowd expected for the visit of Wolves. Steve Coppell is still settling into his new job as Manchester City manager. He's no doubts, though, about the skills of Georgie Kincladze. And the City fans would love a repeat of their live victory over Ipswich on the opening night of the season. Mark McGee and Wolves were booed off after the 1-0 defeat to Port Vale last Saturday, their 4th successive home defeat. But Wolves' away form is excellent, and Steve Bull will be hoping for a goal to make him the West Midlands' best ever scorer. If Bully can strike as he did in Wolves' last away game at Portsmouth, the record and maybe the points will be his.
Just to confirm for you, our next live game here on Sky Sports 3, Sunday at midday, it is Manchester City against Wolverhampton Wanderers from Main Road. And Phil, you've got to be looking forward to that one.
Yeah, we're up for it, hopefully. We did ourselves justice against the second in the table last week, Russ, and hopefully the boys will work as hard and get equally rewarded this Sunday.
Well, we're all looking forward to it. We wish you all the best
for
Sunday.
It,
Thank you, Norman, for coming in.
Thank you.
Finished 2-2 tonight. Bolton haven't won at Barnsley since 1908. They're going to have to wait another year. It was a really cracking game, end-to-end stuff, but a point for each team. We'll be back on Sunday. Manchester City against Wolves. From me and all the team, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Over on Sky Sports 1 at the moment, you can see live golf with coverage of Day 2 of the US PGA Tour Championship. On Sky Sports 2 shortly, it's the World Wrestling Federation, Raw. While next here on Sky Sports 3, it's the Sports Centre.